The testimony of time. David starts not with theology, but with testimony. He says, I have been young. In other words, I've had less. I've known hunger. I've made mistakes. I've danced with danger. I've seen good days and bad ones. But I've watched how God moves. Look at verse 1. I have been young, David starts, not with theology. Doesn't start with some abstract truth about God. He starts with testimony. He says, I have been young. As your years increase, so does your power. There is a rhythm to life. There is a seasonality to faith. One of the things that I think we miss in the church is that we often try to take a verse like this one and apply it when it's not the season for that truth to be applied. In other words, I've had less. I've known hunger. I've made mistakes. I've danced with danger. And I'm not saying that we just ignore this verse. It's okay to walk through difficult times. It's okay to walk through weariness. What's not okay is to stay there. See, we can't live there. We can go there to get something done. We can go there for a season, but we can't stay there. Why? Because God said your strength is according to your days. Your power increases as you age. In other words, you gather strength as you go through the seasons of life. You gather wisdom as you go through the seasons of life. Don't stay in one season. Don't stay in one stage of life. Don't stay on one level of understanding. Move forward. I'm not saying that we throw this verse out because there are seasons where our strength is renewed. Our power is increased. But we don't walk in that strength and power all the time. Sometimes we walk in weakness. Sometimes we walk in weariness. I've seen good days and bad ones, but I've watched how God moves. And so I say to you today, peace doesn't come from ignorance of life's struggles. It comes from experience with God in the middle of them. Peace grows from looking back and seeing that even when you didn't know how you'd make it, you did. You're still here. You're still clothed in your right mind. And guess what? God was faithful the whole time. He goes on to say in verse 2, according to your days, so is your strength. You see, sometimes God allows us to walk through seasons where we don't feel like we have the strength. We don't feel like we have the power. One of the things that I learned in 2024, I'm sure many of you did as well, is that it's okay to walk through hard seasons. Please share this with someone who needs encouragement. Comment below how this message has been a blessing to you.